This is the culmination of years of training!
You know, if Tatsu was a playable character in this game, you know for a fact I'd put him in bottom tier. Three, two, one, go! Hello, fellow people of the digital world. This is the Tiefling of Trouble, Jenny Blaze, and we have the long-awaited Xenoblade Chronicles X party member tier list that I promised so long ago. So, I will admit it's been a little bit since I last played the game, but I did refresh myself on a couple of the affinity missions. Now, I should note that this list is mainly based on the character's personality, considering, well, in gameplay I mainly just abused Overdrive and, well... yeah. Needless to say, Primer is very powerful. Anyways, but yeah, so let's get to the list, shall we? And here we go. As you can see, there are 7 different tiers. The first 6 go from 0 hearts to 5 hearts. You know, similar to how the affinity missions work. So, I guess if we wanted to put it in similar categories, 5 hearts would be an S tier, 4 hearts would be A tier, etc., all the way down to 0, which is basically F tier, and then we have the cross tier, and so immediately we're going to get this out of the way. We are putting cross immediately in cross tier. Now, I felt that it wasn't fair to really rank the player character, because the player character is kind of a blank slate, and so we don't really get too much out of them, and if we're really gonna go with any sort of personality, like, Cross doesn't really have that big of a personality, and I don't really care for him that much, like, gonna be honest, like, they're fine, and, you know, in terms of, like, oh, this is you, it works, but at the same time, it's just kind of, like, just fills the role that a lot of silent protagonists have, and in a Xenoblade game, that's not what I look for in a character, you know? But we do have a good, like, 20 plus other characters that we have to rank, and so let's go ahead and start off with the main character. We're gonna be going in basically party selection order, more or less. I mean, I'm sure that there will be, you know, characters that will go out of that order, but hey, whatever. Should be fine. So let's start with Elma. So, Elma's honestly a tough nut to crack, because initially when I first, like, played the game, she was just kind of there, she was fine, and then I ended up watching the Chapter 9 cutscene, or not Chapter 9, the Chapter 11 cutscene, sorry, my brain is kind of fried right now, I swear, and I just didn't like her in that, because it felt like she was complacent in, you know, basically preserving the 1%, which, you know, as somebody who is in the LGBT community and is very much, like, caring about other people's rights and, you know, other people's freedoms, especially in today's day and age of 2025, yeah, it kind of left a sour taste in my mouth towards Elma. But then we get to the epilogue, and Elma's story, like, I honestly kind of really felt for her in that case. Like, she had a lot of things that she felt guilty for, and the fact that she lost her home, lost her people, and she's dealing with all of this, and plus her relationship with Al, it definitely boosted it up for me. So I think that to start things off, I think Elma's going to be in a 3 heart. And so this is kind of going to be the baseline for me of, like, did I like the character more than Elma, less than Elma, etc., etc. And then we get to Lynn. Lynn. Don't get me wrong, Lynn is okay when she's not tied down to Tatsu. Like, she has some really good scenes. The scene in Chapter 11 is great. And I feel like whenever she is able to offer her, like, input on things, especially when it comes to, like, carrying on her parents' legacy, she does really good. But most of her cutscenes just were bogged down because of Tatsu, and it's just like... And I'm of two minds. It's like, on one hand, I don't think it's fair to tie her down to, oh, she's Tatsu's keeper. But at the same time, the fact that she is kind of Tatsu's keeper kind of drags her down. So, I'm sorry, Lynn lovers, but I'm gonna have to put her at a 1 heart. Like, I just didn't enjoy the character that much. I will say, she is not the lowest character on this list. Trust me, we'll get to the lowest character on this list, but yeah, I didn't care for her too much. Next up, let's get to Irina. And Irina, like, initially when I had played through the game, Irina was just there. I didn't really think too much of her, but after, like, going through all of the cutscenes and stuff, I really started to like her a lot. Like, I thought that she was just a fun and interesting character, and I thought that there was a lot to her character because of her relationship with Gwen, her relationship with other characters like Elma, and she just had a very good personality. And plus, I'm gonna be honest, like, her ties to her family, and especially, like, her lost family with her brother Leon, like, it honestly really resonated with me. As somebody who has close personal ties to my own family, and, you know, while things aren't perfect, I still love my family, and as somebody who has lost loved ones, and that really affects her, like, you know, Irina is just really good. So, I think I'm gonna put her in a 4 heart position. I like her a lot. Man, I feel like I'm stuttering quite a bit in this, but then again, that's what happens when you record off the cuff. Anyways, next up is Gwen. Gwen is hard to put, because I like him a lot, but I don't think that he's as fleshed out as Irina. I mean, he's a nice guy, and I think that, you know, that does have some merit. I think I'm gonna put him at a 3 heart and just, like, right above Elma. I guess if that makes any sense. So yeah. Oh boy, Doug. Doug, I could not resonate with him. It's like, I felt like the main draw for him was that he was war buds with Lau, and, like, he had a couple of fun moments with Lynn, but at the same time, he just kind of blended into the background. I think I'm gonna put him at a 2 heart, to be perfectly honest. I didn't really care too much for him. Alright, next up. Oh, Hope. Oh, sweet, sweet Hope. Oh, instant 5 heart. I love Hope so much. Like, she is just a sweet, innocent girl that just, like, wants to help people, and that help gets taken advantage of, and it really shakes her faith. And as somebody who has been taken advantage of by other people before, like, it really stings. And the people that you think are your friends turn out to be, you know, awful to you, and you start to wonder if it's because of you that people, you know, take advantage of you. And it just it hits so hard. I love Hope so much. She's a very good character. Alright, next up, HB. Oh boy, HB. Honestly, he's kind of a prick, but I can respect his gumption. Like, he just wants to rise up in the ranks and show that he is capable. And honestly, I can respect the hustle. Like, HB's not a bad character. I think that he's really enjoyable. I think I'm gonna put him at a 4 heart, and, you know, this is just me, and this is just kind of, like, my own thought process. Alright, next up, Yelv. Okay, Yelv, I think it's also gonna go in 4 heart, because I like Yelv a lot. I think that admittedly, he's a little bit standoffish, but at the same time, like, once you really get to know him, he's not a bad guy, and he, you know, sure, he's standoffish, but at the same time, it's like, he cares, and it's, you know, very heartfelt that he thinks about his friends, and I can honestly respect that. Also, the ending cutscene in his final Affinity mission, Jesus H. Christ, that freaked me out. Like, I remember I like finished the Affinity quest, and then all of a sudden this other cutscene starts playing, and it's just in the dark, and it's having Eleonora just like saying like all of the stuff, and I'm like, what's going on? Eleonora? You mind telling me what's going on? What's a J-body and stuff like that? It's like, I really hope that this stuff gets answered in X2, but we'll see. Alright, Lao. Okay, Lao. So, I really enjoy him as a character. I think he is pretty cool, and he's voiced by Matt Mercer. That's one thing that's really cool. I think that, looking back, like, I can understand his character, and I respect his character. But there's not really much to his character. You know, honestly, I thought that I'd rank him a lot higher when I first, like, started out, but I guess that over time, I just kind of was like, I mean, Lao's just okay. So I think I'm gonna put him at a 3. I'm gonna put him higher than Gwyn. And don't get me wrong, I love his cutscene, and just, like, it really hits hard, and I really sympathize with Lao. And he does pull off that big sacrifice at the end of the game, but I don't know. I just think that I wish that we could have spent more time with him. Alright, next up is L. L is an odd duck, to say the least. The main thing with L is he just kind of shows up, and don't get me wrong, I love L as personally. Like, he has a really nice personality. He doesn't really get to do much, though. I don't know. I think I'm gonna put him, like, lower than Elma, because, you know, he has his shop, and it's really nice, and I really feel for him, but I feel like there are better characters than L. Let's see, next up we have, oh yeah, the brothers, Fog and Fry Kristoff. I think Fog I'm gonna put at a high 2, and I'm not saying, like, that he's bad, but I am basically saying that, or Fry, yeah, I mixed up the brothers. I just kind of, like, he's okay, but I don't think that he's as fleshed out as his brother, who I think is gonna go below Yelv on 4 heart. Because I really enjoy Fog. I think that he's just a very fun character and just really enjoyable, to say the least. I like him a lot. Alexa, You know what, I'm gonna skip ahead a little bit, and I'm going to rank Alexa and Liesel, because I feel like the two of them are very similar. And after playing through both of them, like, playing through Alexa's story and playing through Liesel's story, I think that Liesel is kind of just Alexa's story told a bit better. Like, don't get me wrong, I love Alexa. I think that she's cool, but I think I'm going to put her in the 3 category. And admittedly, I'm putting way too many, like 3s and 4s, but I think that's just because I didn't really hate any of the side characters in this game. I thought they were pretty well done, and like, I'd save most of my praise for the fantastic characters, and then the characters that I am very frustrated with, I put into, you know, well, we'll see with the next one. But then Liesel, I just really love her story, and I love, like, her interactions with Alicia, so I'm gonna put her in 4. And plus, I feel like the social commentary on how she, how do I put it? I feel like the social commentary is very prevalent because, yeah, when you're working on a project and you're really passionate on the project, but then nobody really wants to invest in making the product better, especially when you work for higher management who is going to be a total dickhead to you, like, yeah, it's kind of frustrating, not gonna lie. Alright, Murderess. Oh boy, Murderess. I am instantly putting her at a 0 star. I did not like her at all. And I mean, you saw in the like thumbnail, like, yeah, I do not have a high opinion of Murderess. She's just kind of incredibly frustrating and just like, ugh. Like, I did not want to work with her at all. It's just so annoying. And it's like, I will admit, her Final Affinity quest was good, but at the same time, like, every time I interacted with her, I wanted to punch her square in the face, I swear to God. Like, I know friendly fire is not turned on in Xenoblade X, but maybe just like a little bit of friendly fire, I don't know, Alright, Bose. You guys might expect me to put him in like 1 or 0 because he's kind of racist, and I don't really care for racists, but I kind of like the affinity quests that, like, make the racist less racist, I guess you could say. Even still, he's just kind of a boring character, and just, I don't really care too much for him, so I'm gonna put him at a 2 heart, just right below Doug. I didn't really use him much after I got through his affinity quests. Alright, Neil Nail. Oh, Neil Nail, my beloved. I'm gonna put you at a high 4. I like your character a lot. And I think that you are very fun and just an interesting character overall. Actually, I'm gonna put her above Arena and HB. As a matter of fact, I think I'm gonna put Yelv and Fog. Honestly, like, I'm gonna put Liesel here, and then I will put Fog right here. Like, honestly, all of these characters are pretty good. Like, the 4 to 5 hearts are like, yes, these are my ride or die teammates. I really love them. And we're gonna have another one with Secretary Nagi. Just, I like him up. I like him quite a bit. I think I'm gonna put him below HB. I think the main thing that really sells it for me is he's a commander that cares for his crew, and I honestly appreciate that a lot. I think that he's pretty chill, and he has one of the most badass scenes that just like, yes, I love it so much. I'm noticing that the 4-star is getting a little crowded. I mean, I'm sorry guys, I had a lot of characters that I really enjoyed. And so, you know, they're gonna go in the 4 and 5-star. I think the main ones that don't go in the 4 and 5-star are the ones that I just felt, like, ambivalent to. Yeah. You know, honestly, I think I'm going to move, L down to 2 heart and Elma down to 2 heart. I know, sacrilegious, but at the same time, it's like, they were fine. Like, they didn't do much. Like, I wish that L did more. Like, honestly, I do. Because L is such a fun character that I really enjoy him a lot. And I think I'm gonna bump Nagi down to 3 and HB down to 3 as well. Now it's relatively okay. Let's see. Oh man, we're gonna be hitting a lot of 5 stars and in the near future. Let's see. You know what? Actually, I'm gonna bump Nail Nail up to 5-star because I really enjoy Nail Nail. Celica. Oh, Celica. I really enjoy her character a lot. I probably sound like a broken record of I really enjoy this character, I really enjoy that character, and not really giving too much on like why I like these characters, but I guess it's just kind of a vibes thing. Like, I thought that Celica was... I mean, admittedly, Celica is kind of, like, she's mostly elevated by Rock, but I do really care for her as, like, a, you know, just this very sweet person that, you know, just cares about the people that she's around. So, I think I'm gonna put her at the high 3. I think that the next few characters are going to be in 4 and 5, so I've pretty much locked down all of my picks for 3 and below. So next up is Gajarg. Gajarg was such a fun character. Like, I really enjoyed him a lot, and like, he's very honor-bound, and I appreciate that a lot. And he's honestly one of the most well-rounded characters in this game, because yeah, he sees the shit going on with the Ganglion, and he's like, nah, I ain't about that. I'm turning against your asses. And then it's like, you know, partnering up, and you really feel like, initially he's like, oh, this is just a transactional alliance. Afterwards, we're going to go back to being enemies, but it's like, yeah, buddy, I totally believe that. So I think he's definitely going to go in a high 4. I'm going to put him here. Oh, Mia. I love Mia so much. Like, I don't really hear too many people talking about Mia, but I personally really love Mia a lot. Like, she was one of my favorites by the end, and I think the main reason why is because we really see her grow throughout the story. We see her be like this, you know, person who wants to prove herself and, you know, going out into the world. And then we start to get a little bit more of a connection with her, where she tells us about her backstory. And sure, she's clumsy as hell, and it's very awkward when it's like, oh, we gotta save her for the umpteenth time. But honestly, I don't mind that as much. I think this is one of the reasons why I don't mind characters like Princess Peach, where it's like, oh yeah, they're in danger a whole bunch, they feel like a total load. It's like, I don't really see that. I see the kind, caring personality underneath. And then let's talk about her affinity quest. Like, oh my god, her affinity quest is so amazing. Like, you know, her just instantly jumping at the chance to help out Tora with, you know, getting his, like, medal to be in the Nopon Trading Guild and to travel all of Mira, and just, it warms my heart so much. And also, we find out through this is that, her parents were an LGBT couple, and honestly, bold move of Monolith Soft to do that in 2015, of all things. Like, you gotta remember, this was not a side quest that was made in 2025. This was in the original context of 2015. So, very bold to have some LGBT representation, and honestly, I really appreciate Mia just as a character. Like, once she joined my party, and after that affinity mission, like, she was ride or die with me. Like, when we got to Voltaris, I was like, I need to find Mia. Like, Mia is the most important person that I need to find. I mean, admittedly, I found everybody because I'm a bit of a completionist, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, I went for Mia, because I love Mia so much. I'm, like, she is at top of the list. I love her so much. She's just precious. Just, oh my god. Now we get to Al, and Al, for the limited amount of time that we spent with him, I really enjoyed him. I thought he was a very chipper character, and, you know, I went into this a little bit in my Jenny Unscripted on, you know, Al as a character, and just, like, how I just really enjoyed him. Plus, I know that a lot of people kind of, like, got a little annoyed and, like, you know, it eventually grew on them, but I honestly kind of like the "How's it poppin'" line. Like, it just feels like it's a running gag, and as initially you don't get it. You don't get the running gag if you've never heard it before, but then you're like, once you interact with him a couple of times and you start to get the gag and you just start saying it, I'm just like, and by the end I'm just like, "Hey Al, how's it poppin'?" And like, and plus it's like, yet again, another character who's altered my brain chemistry, where it's like, now I will just say "how's it poppin'" to my fellow Xenoblade fans, just like, "Hey, how's it poppin'? Terrible, how about you? Better than you, meaning great. Except for me, it's usually worse than you, meaning terrible." I don't know. But yeah, I think Al is definitely gonna go on 4-star. I'm gonna put him right next to Liesel. Oop, hold on. There we go. And yeah, that's more or less my tier list for party members, like going from, you know, 0-star to 5-star, and as you can see, it's very weighted in the positive. Like, Xenoblade X has some really good party members. I think that definitely, that's the main draw of Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition, is it's not really the gameplay or the main story content, but it's all of the side content. It's all the little moments, and looking back at my initial playthrough of 2015, I didn't really see it that much, and I'm kind of sad that I didn't, because you really get to see a very unique cast of characters that you really just can't help but enjoy. And so I really appreciate that a lot. Like, playing through Definitive Edition really got me to love these characters, and I don't think that I would have been able to love these characters if it weren't for giving it a chance. So, yeah, thanks Xenoblade X. Thanks for making a very well-rounded cast of characters. Now, granted, I think that it is too many characters, like, they all kind of blended together. This was why it was more of a, like, personality-based than it was, like, weapon-based. Like, I could point you to 1,000 other Xenoblade YouTube videos that rank these guys more on their combat status than on their personality, but I don't know, their personality is just the thing that stands out. I don't think the battle prowess is what stands out, especially in the original version where the gameplay was crap. I'm sorry, original Xenoblade fan, like, original Xenoblade X fans, like, but the gameplay sucked. I just did not enjoy the gameplay. The UI was too bad. The fact that you had to grind for every party member, like, that's the whole reason why I never finished the game. Because just, it felt bad to play. I don't know. I'm hoping that people don't come after me for my hot takes, I guess, because apparently this game is loved so much. I don't know. But anyways, hope you enjoyed this. If you want to see more of these tier lists for other Xenoblade characters, like, I'd be happy to do this for the characters from, you know, Xenoblade 2 and Xenoblade 3. Xenoblade 1 would be a little small, considering, what, there's, like, 9 party members, not counting the 2 or 3 that are, temporary party members. So, I don't really know how I feel about doing that one, because it'd be a pretty short video, but hey, let me know in the comments. But yeah, until next time, y'all, this has been the Tiefling of Trouble, Jenny Blaze, saying, shine on, Tieflings and Tieflets!